Welcome, dear viewers, to another exciting adventure on our channel, Stories and Legends Storyteller. Today we take you on a journey filled with mystery, hope, and tragedy. It's all about Oak Island, the legendary treasure island. After the intro, we immediately dive into the incredible story of brave men who risked their lives to get to the bottom of the mystery of Oak Island. Stay tuned. It's going to be exciting. The story of Oak Island begins with a discovery in the year 1795. Three friends, Donald Daniel McInnes, John Smith, and Anthony Vaughan, stumbled upon something that would change their lives forever. McInnes, a young lumberjack, noticed a strange hollow under an old oak tree while wandering around the island. On a branch of the tree, there were clear indentations, presumably caused by ropes, next to the weathered remains of ropes. This made the friends think of the stories of Captain Kidd and his pirate treasure. The three of them began to dig and soon came across a layer of slate and, at a depth of 3 meters, oak beams. The first signs that this must be something man-made. A few years later, the first serious treasure hunters followed. The Onslow Company, a group of adventurers and their investors, did everything they could to recover the treasure. Full of hope, they continued to dig in search of new clues. They reached a depth of almost 30 meters and came across mysterious layers of wood that appeared at regular intervals of about 3 meters. The discovery of a stone slab with symbols reminiscent of an ancient code, possibly indicating the location of the treasure or a warning of danger, gave the men great anticipation. Thinking they were close to their goal, they continued digging full of hope, expecting to find the treasure in a few meters, and paid no further attention to the inscription. A fatal mistake. Instead of finding riches, they fell victim to a treacherous trap mechanism. Salt water broke into the pit and destroyed all their hopes. Other companies followed. The Truro Company, for example, tried their luck in the first half of the 19th century. They believed that new techniques and a better understanding of previous failures would give them a decisive advantage in finding the treasure. Their plan was to stop the inflow of seawater and use drills to search for clues in the depths. Sure enough, they came across traces of a gold chain and allegedly even concrete, pieces of wood and metal. These finds led them to believe that they were on the verge of a major breakthrough, which gave them new courage. But in the end, they too were defeated by the unforgiving island. In the 60s of the 19th century, the Oak Island Association tried to get to the bottom of the mystery. They invested all their resources in building dams and pumping stations to stop the invading seawater. The men risked their lives in these dangerous endeavors, and some of them paid for it with their lives. Despite all their courage and sacrifice, they were not successful. The dream of riches turned into a nightmare for the Oak Island Association. The financial ruin left deep scars on those involved, many of whom had invested their entire savings. Despite all the setbacks and disappointments, Oak Island remained a place that fascinated adventurers and treasure hunters. So much so that new treasure hunters kept coming to the island, including Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who later became President of the United States. Roosevelt and his friends from the old gold salvage and wrecking company had access to the latest technology, but they too eventually had to realize that Oak Island was keeping its secret to itself. In the 20th century, Fred Nolan, a surveyor, brought new ideas into play. He discovered a formation of monoliths arranged like a giant cross on the island. Could this stone formation point the way to the treasure? Nolan was firmly convinced and continued his search tirelessly, but even his findings did not lead to the hoped-for success. The island seemed to absorb all traces of the past and keep its secrets as soon as anyone got too close. Perhaps the most tragic episode occurred in the 60s of the 20th century, when the Restall family dedicated their lives to the search for the treasure. Robert Restall, his sons, and a small team dug day and night. Their determination seemed unshakable until fate struck mercilessly. A tragic accident claimed the lives of Robert Restall, his son, and 2 other men when poisonous gases rose from the depths. This was one of the darkest days since the treasure hunt on Oak Island had begun. To this day, the island has not revealed its secret. Time and again, people find new clues, develop new theories, and dare to explore the treacherous terrain. The story of Oak Island is also a story of personal sacrifice, of people who risked their fortune, their health, and their lives. It is the story of human will, determination, and hope, not giving up despite all the disappointments, setbacks, and losses. The search for the secret continues to captivate people because it reminds us that the world's great mysteries are often a mixture of courage, despair, and belief in the impossible. What do you think is hidden on the island? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like if you'd like to see more adventures like this. Will we ever uncover the true secret of Oak Island? Stay tuned to find out.